Let me hear you say Crux, yeah. Crux, yeah. Let me hear you say Crux, yeah. Crux, yeah. Crux, yeah podcast.
Crux, yeah podcast, back with one returning guest and one new guest. Tony Compian, first time. Welcome, sir.
Hey.
Yeah, welcome, dude. Thanks for coming out here, dude. Sorry I didn't answer the phone. You had to take a piss and you were waiting outside.
I've just been drinking too much water and too much beer today.
And then returning, dude, none other, the one, the only, Tom Murphy, dude.
Yeah.
What's up, man?
Yeah, I wasn't drinking any beer today because I'm a fucking professional.
Yeah, fucking professional. You have your fucking...
And my card got denied on the way over here for a single beer.
That's fucked, dude.
Yeah, well, that's a sign you might want to hang up the drinking for a while.
Well, you have your random number generator for your drinking these days.
It's not for drinking. It's for everything. I don't know if we want to go into that.
Okay.
You can go into that.
We can go into whatever you guys want.
So I've been using a random number generator every morning for how many vices I can do in a given day. So it's 0 to 5. So if I get a 0, I'm supposed to not do anything. If I get a 2, then it's like I can drink beer and smoke cigarettes. And
Hell yeah.
If I get a 3, 4, or a 5, I can get up to other things.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude. How long have you been doing that?
Non-specific about those things. I don't know.
How long have you been doing that?
A couple weeks.
How does it feel?
A lot of the 0 days turn into 4 or 5 days. That's the problem with when you make rules like that. When you're, a sick person, and you're like, oh, it's 0. Yeah, because it's like a day where like, oh, maybe I just would have smoked cigarettes, but it comes up 0, and then it's like, fuck it, I'll have a cigarette, and then that's like, well, fuck it, I already fucked up the 0 things, and then you drink, and then you freebase, fucking, I don't know where I'm going with this.
It's okay.
You started on the wrong foot.
We were just letting you fucking go off, dude. We were letting you go off, dude. Well, welcome everybody, dude. We got fucking Tony Compian and
you should have read me my Miranda rights before I got on the mic here.
Dude, because you were not a pedophile, as you tell people.
That's true too.
As you assert.
Well, why are you invoking that with the Miranda rights? I know I'm not going to self-incriminate on that,
Dude,
I don't fuck kids. I just buy drugs from them.
That's right, dude.
Yeah.
From them or for them?
Yeah, you kind of
well, with Adderall being all over the place nowadays,
From.
Yeah.
So you buy from.
Now it's just a thing from
you buy drugs from children.
Now, I got a joke in my
Don't
ex.
worry, it's just us.
I've been like drugs. Been getting into Adderall. My plug is a rambunctious 10-year-old.
Yeah.
It's about as well as it's been going with the audience.
Dude, welcome everybody back. And let's see. So like I was telling you guys before we started, we'd like get all the promo stuff out of the way so we don't have to worry about it. We can just dive into some conversation, have a good fucking time. So as always, you can follow me on TikTok and Instagram at Crux Crawford. That's CRUX Crawford because there's no other name like it. And where am I going to be? This coming Wednesday, July 13th, I'm going to be at the Best of the West show at the Creek in the Cave in Austin, Texas.
Yeah.
Then followed by the week after that, I'm going to be at Rose City Comedy on Friday, July 22nd in Tyler, Texas. And then Thursday, July 28th, I'm going to be at Good Times Daiquiri I don't know if that's in Dallas or Fort Worth. I think you're on that too, aren't you? You're in the group.
Yeah. Is that Rudy's?
Yeah, it's a Rudy show. I don't know where that is.
Yeah, I think I've been there.
Okay, either Dallas, Fort Worth. You're interested in coming for that. If you're interested in coming to that, you can look it up. But yeah, Good Times Daiquiri, July 28th, and then August 6th, first Saturday of August, I'm going to be back.
That's in Arlington.
Arlington, Texas. Tom Murphy looking stuff up because he is what? A professional, ladies and gentlemen, just like he said before. So yeah, Good Times Daiquiri, Arlington, Texas, July 28th, and then August 6th, first Saturday of August, I'm going to be back at MacGyver's in Burleson, Texas. Going to be back over there. So and then everything else, I don't want to get too far ahead on dates and shit. But yeah, man, Tony, where can they find you? Where are you going to be?
Yeah, so to find me is just Tony Compian on basically everything. That's the nice thing of having like a shitty last name. Nobody has it. So Tony Compian, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, everything.
And it's shitty act, so no one's going to steal your jokes.
Fuck yourself, Tom. No, so I have my crowd. I run a crowd work show in Dallas, in the Dallas Comedy Club in Deep Ellum, the last Friday of every month. It's going to be July 22nd at 10:30. I'm really excited. Earlier that night, I'm doing another show at Dr. Jekyll's in Pantego, Texas at 8 o'clock. And then that Sunday, I'm doing the Sunday Funny at the Addison Improv, 7/24. So those are the dates I want to promote. Yeah.
Fuck yeah. Tom Murphy, man. Where can they find you?
By
Where
the way, I don't know the resolution on these cameras. Do they pick up envy and resentment? Because both when you said Creek in the Cave and you said Addison Improv, I was just like, those fuckers.
Dude, fucking.
I see what I got is this Tuesday, Plano House of Comedy. Doing 10 minutes on that. That's, I think, at like 7. Plano House of Comedy. Am I supposed to say the times?
On Tuesday?
Very bad self-promoter.
On Tuesday?
This Tuesday.
You can say the time if you want, but just mainly the date and the spot.
July 12th, Plano House of Comedy. July 20th, Dallas Comedy Club. That's a Wednesday. And Thursday, the 28th, Daiquiri Club in Arlington.
Fucking Daiquiri Barn.
With our humble host here. And then, then I'm at Dallas Comedy Club Saturday, July 30th.
Nice.
Yeah.
I keep feeling I'm going to hit my head on this thing.
Yeah, just be careful. Some people do hit their head on that.
I'm expressive.
Yeah. No, yeah, for sure. You're not wrong to have that paranoia because some people have fucking checked their heads on that. So just be careful. What I think I'm going to do in the near future, I don't know exactly when, but sometime soon, I want to get I want to blow this out. I want to get rid of this and then get chairs. So I can tuck the chairs over here when it's not going, when I'm not podcasting. And then when I am having the podcast, I can put them all, arrange them all here.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. And then just have these on the arm, you know what I'm saying? And then, maybe have like a little thing for your drink. So make it like a little better. You know what I mean?
So the audience would have to see me drinking this Bud Ice.
Yeah, no, dude, fucking drink up, dude. Who cares, man? Drink anything you want.
It's a drink to be ashamed of. It's a goddamn Bud Ice. It's 2 for $4 at 7. I just like Bud Ice. They're cheap. They're strong. Yeah, they're not good.
How do you feel about Steel Reserve?
Oh God,
this is better than that, right?
Yeah, I was picking up the beer on the way over here. He was. Tony said it like it was like a step in the road to recovery of he's like, I don't do Steel Reserve anymore.
Well, I can't do Steel Reserve anymore. It's just so easy to drink. It's like juice beer and it gets you so fucked up. I can't. Oh God.
Yeah. I remember that being one when I was in high school. We had an older guy buy us beer and I was like 14 or 15. And so I was like, the guy, he got us a bunch of Mickeys and Steel Reserve. And he charged us extra for the Steel Reserve. He told us, he was like, now this is like a really good beer, though. This is something you want to like sip on this. You know,
it's higher calorie.
Like, well, it's called Reserve. Gun. It's got to be, Just,
who's it reserved for?
Yeah, Steel Reserve was reserved for fucking bums and fucking degenerates, dude. That's what I fucking drank. Like, that's one of my memories. Like, dude, my memories of drinking, because I never had a legal drink. I got sober before I was 21, so fucking Mickey's 40s, Steel Reserve, High Gravity, fucking, what else? Fucking bags of wine.
I assume Mad Dog.
Yeah, Bacardi. Anything you can get a bum to buy you from the store. Or like someone older, you know what I mean, who's trying to bang your underage friends. You know what I mean? To buy you something, that's like the dude, that's like the guy that you got like in high school. Like it was a guy who's like 22, you know what I mean? But he's still hanging out with the high schoolers. I
got lucky in high school. I had a bunch of friends with parents whose relatives were pieces of shit. So they would like buy us shit. It was fun as fuck. They teach me like card tricks and then they buy us vodka. It was a fucking good time.
Oh yeah, dude. You know what? Actually, that reversed. I didn't buy anybody alcohol, at least for the fucking record of a public podcast. But like, I ended up being that guy briefly, and I fucking hated myself for that whole car ride. So the metal band that I was in years and years ago, right? Everybody in the band was like a few years younger than me, right? So I I was in my early 20s, and then everybody else was like under 21. Yeah. So one time when we were all going to go hang out and get together, I ended up in a car with one of the band members and all of his friends. So it was like these guys and these girls. I'm driving the car, and they're like, hey, can you buy us alcohol? And I thought like, dude, I'm the fucking 20-something-year-old loser now with the underage fucking children. You know what I mean?
It's a weird like age range of. It's part of what annoys me about it. I don't know why we have this weird like training wheels version of adulthood in America, where we're like at 18, you're kinda you can't drink, but because it creates these weird situations where you got it's like 22-year-olds and 18-year-olds are gonna hang out.
Well,
it's like I feel like just make it one age, like for everything.
Well, I mean,
like I don't understand. Like if a woman's old enough to fuck me, if that's legal. That seems crazy to me that like you can't drink a beer, but you can fuck Tom Murphy. Like that's a more derailing.
Well, no one should have
that's a more derailing event in life. You should have at least like gotten a couple of
no one should have to fuck Tom
Budweisers
Murphy.
out of your ideally.
Yeah.
But I say it should at least be like the gateway is out of order. Like
well, no,
you should at least be able to like have a drinking problem. If it's like anyone, it just the idea that it's legal for you to fuck a 70-year-old, but it's not legal for you to have a drink. Is like,
look, I have a 17-year-old sister. She's a good kid. She drinks underage. Whatever. She's a kid, but I don't think she'll ever be old enough to fuck Tom Murphy because I hope she doesn't have to go down that.
No, most people never are.
Yeah,
there's people who qualify for Social Security who still
not Tom Murphy
have not been around enough bends in the river to think it's wise to.
How many bends does that usually take?
Quite a few benders. That's why we got to lower the drinking age. No, or bring the fuck age up. I'm not even saying which one they need to do, but like make the fuck age.
So make legal age 21.
21. Oh, yeah, if we're gonna do that, okay. Or like they started doing that with strip clubs. I think strip clubs now it's yeah, you have to be in Texas, anyways. You have to be 21 to be a stripper now.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, since when?
Doesn't. I think it was.
Are you sure that's not just what they told you at your audition?
It was within the last year, 2 years, something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I hang out with scummier people than you. I knew some people who were very upset.
Dude, I got some fucking scummy.
I mean, that kind of makes sense. I don't know. It seems bizarre that you can work at a strip club and you can't buy beer. Like that seems like a really weird.
By the way, I think you came up with an entirely new era, dude, because we have the Stone Age, you have the Ice Age, and then we have the fuck age. You know?
Yeah.
That's what we're in. Dude.
I still haven't reached that age yet.
Yeah. You know, I've talked to you. Let's bring up private conversations. No.
Well, speaking of private conversations,
no, I'm still in the can I use shampoo as lube phase or age. I fucked that up.
You should be more have a fucking bedroom that isn't a pile of trash phase.
Yeah, that's I could give you a photograph to show on the.
I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong.
It's an oral medium.
It's his.
Yeah, no,
I'm not being aggressive, but I'm right.
It's pretty. There's not a lot in that room. There's a chair that's been taken apart.
Yeah.
And there's a pile, and I'm underneath the pile. Yeah.
Okay.
I was using a trash bag as a pillow the other night.
As a what?
As a pillow.
Oh, okay. Like with stuff.
Because I have a pillow on the floor, but then like I wasn't getting my neck up high enough, and then there just happened to be a trash bag. So I was like, yeah, this works. Yeah,
was it like a before or after? Like, boy, this trash is really soft. Were you like, maybe it's stuff some.
I've tried the other brands, but Bounty soft trash bags. Yeah.
Damn. Fucking. So 2 out of 3 people in this room have smoked crack before, right?
We're not going to say who
not
they are.
3 out of 3. 2 out of 3.
Yeah, I never smoked crack.
Okay. Do you want to change that tonight?
I would love to. I don't have work tomorrow. I'm unemployed.
Oh, dude, if you smoke crack, trust me, that won't get in the way of you going to work, dude.
Yeah, well, I mean,
it depends on how soon or how long it's been since you.
I thought the closer for me doing crack to going to work is probably better, right?
Yeah, well,
I don't know. You guys are the experts. I
think it kind of depends. I don't call myself, but I got some experience. I mean, I don't know. It kind of depends, dude. Because when I did, and I've talked about this before on the podcast, but like the first time I smoked crack, I was 18. Mm-hmm. So like, and I was with 2 old like dudes that were probably in their 30s at least. Yeah, either or weathered late 20s. One of the two, depending on how many drugs they'd done in their life up to that point. I don't know. It was a long time ago, but But yeah, and like I was talking about, like, so we smoked like the crack, and then I got high, and I was like, oh fuck, this is pretty good. Like I'd be down to do this again. And then they went to get more, and I think I donated like $5. I think I had like 20. I didn't have a lot of money on me. And then like I gave them what I had to donate to the crack fund, and one of them left, and then he got ripped off. So then I believed it, right? When I was fucking 18, you know what I mean? But in hindsight, it's kind of like, I don't think I got ripped off. I think they were playing a little theater game with me so they could fucking go and smoke crack with 2 heads instead of 3. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think happened. Could be wrong. They might have legitimately gotten ripped off, but they were like, oh yeah, it's not real.
So you were the third wheel to crack?
I was the third wheel. Bro, I got fucking rejected by 2 crackheads, dude. That's how fucking undesirable I was to hang out with.
This guy's not cool, man.
This guy's not cool enough to smoke crack.
Okay, I ask though. So like the first time crack, is it like, I mean, obviously you're a human in America.
Yeah.
You know what crack is. What makes you go like, you know what, never mind. Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah, dude. So in terms of why I didn't do it again.
No, why you did the first time?
Why I did it the
Were you
first
just
time?
like-
Because I was just trying to do as much as I could. I was on a fucking, I was doing pills every day. At that period of time, dude, I was doing pretty much every substance I could. I had not tried actual heroin yet. I was about to. At that point, I was probably 1 or 2 months away from actually trying heroin and getting addicted to heroin. But I wasn't there yet. I was just like snorting pills and drinking, doing every fucking drug I could. And then, I was just trying to just fucking be chaotic and do everything I possibly could. At that point in time, I was like going to party, like, like 17, 18, I was going to parties and fucking like going to like house parties, going to like parents' medicine cabinets and looking for the medications, and we'd steal all the fucking medications. I wasn't a good person at that time.
Toblerone, crack, whatever.
Everything, bro. Everything. And the next day, funny enough, funny story, like after I smoked crack for that first time, the next day I did like a 1/2 of shrooms. And that's the only bad trip I ever had on shrooms in my life, because I was walking around by myself in my head going like, I'm a fucking crackhead. I'm a dirty crackhead. I'm nothing but a crackhead. I'm fucking, and I was going down a rabbit hole in my head. I went over to my buddy's house and I was like, dude, I'm a fucking dirty crackhead, dude. And then he was like, and then immediately how like just all you need is that like calm assurance, like when you're tripping sometimes. Yeah. And he just went like, dude, you're 18. You just smoked it once. You're not a crackhead. It's fine. You're fine. And I was like, you know what I mean? And then like the bad.
And he was like, "Do you have $5? I need to run and get something. I need to run."
I think you guys are both making crack seem pretty cool. Like I can do it, and then no one's gonna judge me, and I can move away from it.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
whatever. That is partly with hard drugs. It's like, I think it's like a lot of the goofy ideas that people used to have about weed. People still have a level of that with the harder drugs, where people have this cartoonish idea of like, you smoke meth or whatever it might be, and then immediately you're just addicted and you're like down the rabbit. It's like, it doesn't really work like that. Like it's a more,
that is true.
I don't know. The first time I did crack, it was these 2 really cool guys who they came over and they're like, "Hey, we got $5 extra of crack. Do you just want this $5 crack? We just wanted a cool guy to smoke it with." And I was like, "Oh yeah, man."
Well, like as a friend from the outside, it's more just like, okay, so like when I remember the first time I drank alcohol. I'm an alcoholic, and the first time I drank alcohol, I think I was like 10. I was at my step grandma's house. It was New Year's Eve, and they gave me some champagne. And I remember my brother and my stepsister, they're both like, "Ooh, I don't like that." And I was like, "Ooh, I really like that. Like, that is for me." And it's been for me for years. And so it's like with something like crack, it's like, it's not one of those things where it's like, if it's for you, it's like, well, then I guess my friend Tom dies soon. You know what I mean? It's not like, he does crack sometimes.
Well, you can have like a wherewithal of, I mean, it's like anything that feels really good can ruin your life potentially. So it's like, when you realize that a thing really, it clicks with your brain in whatever kind of way. It's like, to like, all right, got to keep an eye on that. I mean, I'm not saying, if you're not doing crack and your coin flip of should I do crack was listening to this podcast, probably don't do crack. It's not going to enrich your life significantly, I wouldn't think. But but it's a thing. I don't know. It's just it's another thing you can do to fuck your brain, and some people never come back from it. But it's like,
but as a friend, like I've never seen my friend lose their mind to chocolate shakes.
I think even part of that, though, is just once you get to the level, because there's such a stigma around it, it's like if you're already at a point where you're like, yeah, fuck it, I'll do crack. You're probably already a little bothered about other things anyways. So.
That's true. That's true.
I feel like if I look at my
You're
life and when I've done the most drugs, it's usually when I'm depressed because of other shit.
You're usually not a really well balanced, adjusted person at that point in your life when you smoke crack. By the way, I like in your crack story, you had a surplus of it came up on $5 and I was negative $5. I donated $5 that I didn't.
That was made up. I was just saying.
Oh, okay. I thought so. I thought it was a
They're
callback.
like, this guy's a fucking snoozer. We got to get Tom Murphy with this $5 crack rock.
Dude, I thought it was a callback. And I'm fucking tired.
I think
today,
I did two
so
callbacks about the same joke right in a row, and so I think I fucked it. Yeah.
No, it's my bad.
I'm
dude.
on
just
crack
off.
right now.
It's my fault. I'm off because I'm tired and I'm fucking stupid.
I thought a $5 rock wouldn't hit me this hard, but
There's a bit of thing that like so I'm a drunk. I drink a lot, and like I do feel bad because I'm shitting you guys for doing crack. Well, recently and way back in the day.
Don't say recently. It was ambiguous whether it was recently.
Recently, like
I'm trying to get up at Addison Improv. They don't smile
They got a
on
specific, a very strict no recent crack policy.
All right, this
there.
is Tom Murphy, the character.
Hey, Avengers Endgame was
done.
recently, right? That's technically true. So
Endgame?
I was just saying, like, it is kind of annoying because there is some part of myself that goes like, as an alcoholic, I'm like, well, I'm better than crack. I'm better than
It's, well, it's like people with cocaine, where it's like a lot of people are fine with cocaine, but then they're like, you've done meth. And it's like, you have too. Every bit of cocaine you've done in Texas is cut with meth. Like,
and not only that, but dude, you're doing cocaine. What the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, that's what I hate, dude.
People
I hate
have funny lines.
I hate how people try to like put classes on stuff. Oh, well, if cocaine, hey, that's normal and fucking classy. Or not
That's
even
high
classy.
Or people do that with Bud Ice.
Yeah,
There's people would
high-class
be
trashy.
like, oh, you
Exactly.
see Tony's drinking a Bud Ice at the... Where it's like if you came in with like a craft beer.
Yeah, like a fucking, yeah.
They'd be like, oh, wow, he's really into hops. And
he noticed the hops so much, he stopped talking to his kids. Yeah. That's all the same fucking shit.
All right.
Yeah, dude, for sure.
I don't mind dog shit. Like, Bud Ice is a terrible beer. I hope they're not the sponsor.
No,
but,
they're not a sponsor, dude. Anymore.
They're dog shit, but it's like, well, it gets you drunk. It's fucking cheap as hell.
Yeah.
The only sponsor for Bud Ice is your sponsor. You know, you go to see it. I was trying to do an AA joke.
Man. Started.
Dude, by the way, you
only-
are spot on, bro. Like, as a sober person, because I've heard, I don't know if you're still trying to work it out or if it's a new thing or if it's working now or whatever the fuck, but you're talking about like how you like went to meetings and people are like unhappy and drinking coffee or whatever.
Yeah.
Right? That's fucking true. Like, because like most meetings, like most like AA or NA or whatever the fuck AA meetings are usually, it's kind of like equated to like an open mic. Like, most people there are new, right?
Yeah.
So they're going to be kind of unhappy because they're new, right? So the shit sucks and they're talking to everybody about how they're sober every 5 minutes, which is annoying as fuck. And just like open mic, dude, like people that are brand new, like it's their first ever open mic, like that they're probably going to suck and that's it. You know what I mean? Like, so it's the same thing with meetings. I agree 100% because somebody was like, I was in a room one time when you said that on stage. I forget exactly where. I think it was at MacGyver's, and somebody was like, "Hey man, like, is that actually like that?" I'm like, "Yeah, pretty much." It's like unhappy people that are drinking fucking coffee.
So you go to meetings, right?
Yeah.
Do you ever get like that same thing in like comedy where like, I've heard this bit before.
Yeah.
The old strangle in the middle child.
Dude, same shit. Or like if you go, it's the same kind of thing. If you go to the same meetings a lot, you run into the same people there.
Yeah.
So like when they get called on to share or whatever, or if they're leading the meeting, like they're the main like speaker of the meeting or starting it off or whatever. Yeah. Like, I fucking heard this guy's fucking story about his fucking meth and the banging his cousin or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? Like you've heard it. So it's just the same thing as, oh, he's doing that bit. I'm going to go outside. You know what I mean? Like, just because you've heard it a million times.
Do you ever get
I overdosed on heroin. You know, he stole that from Hedberg, right? Yeah. Still going
do you ever
on
get
the
any
mumble.
like cognitive of like, oh, well, I got to talk like, well, I do comedy, so I know how to do this. You ever get any of that? I was like, I can speak well better than. Sorry if I'm getting a little.
No, it's all good. No, I'm just thinking. Because
like whenever
you're asking if I do that, or what are you saying? I don't know.
What I'm saying is like, okay, so if I ever have to public speak, not necessarily.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
I'm just like, well, let me bring this out.
I see.
And I can
you're
do
not
it.
afraid because you're used to talking in front of people.
Yeah,
I get what
you
you're
ever
saying.
feel that when it's like you got to speak?
Tony's asking you, are you an arrogant narcissist like Tony?
Fuck yeah, I am 100%. I'm an arrogant narcissist. But it didn't come from comedy though. It came mainly from like, oh, I've been on stage, I've done music and stuff, so therefore I'm not afraid of it. But no, to be honest, dude, to be perfectly honest, because AA, especially after you've been sober for a while, or if you're doing the steps or you've done the steps or whatever, like even if you have years of sobriety, I get up there and I'm comfortable and I can talk. I can do a 45-minute set. I can do a speaker meeting or whatever. You know what I mean? Because I've been sober a long time.
You're gonna headline the meeting.
Yeah, I can headline. I've headlined meetings, but like I fucking I still get kind of nervous. You know what I mean? Because it's honesty and like, you know what I mean? Like you're talking about stuff and you want to make sure that you are honest. And I'm thinking about the new people and stuff. And obviously I'm in my head, dude. So if I'm being perfectly honest, man, I mean, this shit never goes away. You know, like I'm like, oh my God, like these people, are they going to hate me? I better be funny. I better be, this is just talking about AA, not comedy. Like, oh, I want to be liked by everybody. You know what I mean? I hope no one ever hates me. I have all those insecure thoughts in my head all the time. You know what I mean? So it's no exception if I,
you know, what's great for that is booze.
Yes. 100%. And crack even more so.
Yeah. And, it takes care of those jitters.
Yeah. For sure.
He's a piece of shit, aren't you, Tom?
Dude, that's
a real piece of shit.
Well, everybody thinks,
gonna walk home. He drove me here.
You know what else is funny? Like that you guys may or may not know about like AA or sobriety and stuff is like, so when you're new, I did this too when I was new. People think like you say like, oh yeah, I drank or I really want to drink. And people are like, yeah. Dude, no, like if you have time, you go like, good. Well, maybe you should. Like if you really want to, maybe you should. And also to be clear, maybe you need to, because not everybody that comes in here needs to be here. Not everybody is an alcoholic. Just because you got a judge said you go to AA meetings doesn't mean you're alcoholic. Just because you're in a meeting doesn't necessarily mean you are. You could be, but you might not. And if you have any doubts, you should go out and try some controlled drinking. You should try to go drink and see if you can manage it okay. Because if you can, then you don't need to be here.
Yeah,
you know
if you come back to the place, it's like, well, maybe you should probably.
Yeah, if you go out there and then like within a week you're like blacked out in handcuffs, like, you know, and fucking you owe everybody money all of a sudden, dude, you probably need it. You know,
that's always the thing.
Even then, though, I think sometimes it's that because like I know a fair number of people who got sober real young, and I'm not saying this to you. I just saw your lovely family, so. You know, keep it up. You're doing good. We're happy for you, Crux.
He left his shithole house to.
Dude, fucking yeah, man. Like I need it. I need it for sure.
Right. Yeah,
I need it for sure. Like if I drank tonight, it would be a time clock stopwatch countdown until I fucking like eventually ended up strung out on heroin again. That might take a year. That might take a couple years. I don't know how long it would take for the downward spiral to happen, but it would definitely happen. You know what I mean?
I feel like there's a lot of people who, if they get sober younger, where it's like you're just kind of a jackass in your early 20s, late teens anyways, where it's like almost anything you're doing is going to be sort of dysfunctional, I feel like.
Yeah.
Where it's like I never got arrested for anything, so I guess that's part of what. It's like sometimes because of a bad thing happening, like then people are like, oh, I must have a problem because but it's like I don't know. I've been shit-faced, like pissing in public places before, where it's like, you know, if you get a public intox charge on that, then you might be at 18. Then you might be like, oh, I'm an alcoholic. But then if you happen to not have it catch up with you, though, then you're like, oh, where it is kind of a luck of the draw thing, where none of this is incoherent.
No, I get it. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, dude. Yeah, because I mean, it's tough to tell, like especially when you're really young, because you're like, oh, well, was this just like a rough period, or was this just a fucking like a fuck up period, or like a period where I was just going really hard? And I think those really happen. Those are real things that happen in people's lives. So you just gotta. It's tough to tell, right? You know what I mean? Yeah. But yeah, dude.
Well, so I think about that where I'm like, I've had friends where I'm like for me, like my drinking, I've had a lot of rough times. I've had some really bad periods with it. I'm doing pretty good with it right now. But it's always a thing of like, well, that might be on the table for me. But I've had friends also where it's like, let me have a beer. And then they just disappear for the week. I'm like, okay, those guys really need to stop.
Yeah, because the whole thing is like there's no such thing as one. There's no such thing as like a single hit or a single drink or a single beer or a single fucking joint or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? Like a single thing. It's like once you're off to the races. Like once you have that one, it's called the phenomenon of craving for fucking people.
Do you ever have any
that want to hear about dumb shit?
What psychedelics with you? Just everything off the table, or
yeah. For me, and you know why, dude? For me personally, because
like ayahuasca, everything.
There's like a gray. I think there's probably a gray area, and that might work for some people. The reason why it doesn't work for me and why I don't do that is because dude, to be honest, I have no desire to, because I've been like sober for so fucking long. I enjoy reality. I enjoy being connected to reality.
I don't get that.
Yeah, dude, I didn't either. Like when I got, so I was like, why would you want to be fucking connected? Dude, I enjoy reality now, like to the point where I don't want to be disconnected from it. Me personally, you know what I mean?
Makes sense.
And like anybody that does anything, like I don't care what it is, dude. I don't care about other people. Like if I like someone as a person and they're my friend, I don't care if they're on fucking crack. Well, I'll probably be a little careful because they might steal my stereo. But fucking, just like if they're doing whatever they're doing, man, as long as they're intact and they're okay, you know what I mean? I don't care, whatever. So
as long as they don't steal your $5 stereo.
Exactly, dude.
I just got a dog. I can go home trash. It's like, she don't give a fuck.
See, that was a callback right there. That was a fucking callback. What'd you say?
I got a dog. I just show up home. I can be trash. It's like, man, she's gonna love me. Everything's fine.
Yeah, fuck yeah, dude.
I got nothing to lose.
Well, I still haven't
Which is
said.
a
I've started
bummer
finding
with it.
it's like my. But if I like look at my life and I chart the drinking and the drug use, I feel like it's mostly. It's just mostly to do with like, am I single? And then if I'm like, and then like if a woman has recently left me, it's like those are the two predictors. Where it's like, I don't know. I feel like if I'm in a relationship, I just don't get fucked up that much.
Really?
It's just kind of like a natural. I don't know. Where I even remember like constantly thinking like my last breakup and then my first breakup when I was a kid when I was like 19. I remember both times thinking like I am not turning down anything for the next 5 years or whatever.
Yeah.
And probably, but then you don't end up getting in a relationship because you keep going on first dates that end when you mention the crack you smoked the day before.
Yeah.
Is this always such a depressing podcast? What it is every time?
No, hey man, we're having a good time. It's always a good time.
yes.
Yeah. It's always a good time. Tony's like, relax, bro. I'm just fucking kidding around. Jesus
No.
Christ.
We'll all deal with our demons. Ugh.
Every time I give Tony a ride to Hyenas when we're at Dallas Comedy Club, and then we go over to Hyenas, he's always like, I'm sorry I don't talk to you, man. I'm really sorry I don't talk to you. I feel like I'm really mean to you all the time. I'm like, you're not fucking mean to me,
I've had
dude.
somebody tell me I'm an asshole, and I'm just like, I try not to be.
People tell you that?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I've heard people be like, "Well, fuck." Like
I don't.
I
awkward
tell him
stand up.
that I tell him
He's
that
one
other
of the people, yeah.
I tell him that other people have told me that. I'll just call
There's
Tony.
always
Like,
hurtful
hey,
feelings.
people saying
Always
you're an
hurtful
Let you
asshole.
know, bro. This
Yeah,
guy
piece
called.
of shit. No, it's just like, I'm always afraid of being an asshole to people. It's like, I don't know, I'm in my head too much. That's a shitty excuse.
I've seen you
I
overcome
get
that
it.
fear many times.
I get it,
in
dude.
my head too much.
No, your fear of being an asshole.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, you've done the immersion therapy quite a bit. I'm calling you an asshole.
Yeah.
Dude, no, man. Like, and once again, we've talked about this because I understand, like, when you get in your zone and like you have the people, that you like and you've been doing something for a long time. Like, let's take stand-up comedy, for example. You do something for years. You got certain people, and so many people like fucking come and go, and you got newer people that come in and you're like, fucking, dude, I get it, dude. Because when you get your friends and like, them really well and you're busy. And on top of that, you want to talk to the people, it's like, dude, sometimes you don't have time for people you don't know. You know what I mean?
And I'm a sensitive bitch. Like I've had people like, for lack of a better term, break my heart. Where I'm like, oh, this guy's cool. We're getting along. Maybe this is my friend. I like him. And then they disappear, and I'm like, well, why did I even fucking try?
Yeah.
So
Oh, you mean because they stopped doing comedy?
Yeah, do stand-up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I met the other stand-ups where I'm like, this guy's great, and then they leave, and it hurts me because I'm a bitch.
Yeah. No, but that's like the Vietnam thing. Yeah. Don't fucking get to know me because we might be dead.
Don't make it that cool. This is a loser.
It's not that noble.
Yeah, this is leaving a D&D group. It's not that cool.
That's fucking funny.
That's
dude.
actually kind of a weird thing too with sobriety. I think that can affect with comedians. It's really like, since I get fucked up, and it's like I tend to hang out with the people I get fucked up with. So it's like,
Yeah.
You did tell me that one. I remember when I was like, I'm gonna start taking like every other week off, and then you're like, well, I guess I'll be like your.
Oh yeah, I felt like a divorce almost.
Yeah, your divorced dad. It's like I'll see you every other weekend.
It was, when you were doing it, well, because he took like 2 or 3 weeks off drinking and stuff, and it wasn't a conscious thing, but I remember just realizing like, oh yeah, I have not talked to Tony in like exactly
That's
the amount
on
of weeks.
you. That's on you. I've tried it.
Yeah, it might be. Well, I don't know. Did we talk the last 2 days? I haven't drank the last 2 days. I haven't drank today.
You
We're
didn't
hanging
call
out,
me.
I guess.
Yeah,
There you go, dude.
Fair enough.
There you go. So, okay. So let's go ahead and do this because we're right about that time in the fucking show. Let's go ahead and do things that pissed me off. So this is what happened to me. And tell me if you guys can relate to this, because this is something that's fresh. This is the main thing I could think of that really just fucking bothered me. And we were making fun of it, the two guys that were there when it happened. So last Tuesday, I'm at Arlington Improv. I went there right before I went to Addison Improv, right? Because you know how like Arlington starts at 6 and then the Addison one starts at 7.
Yeah.
So
Wait, when is that?
so like, you know how like 4th of July weekend, they did like, normally they've been doing like that first Monday thing at Addison Improv once a month, the first
Tuesday.
Monday.
They do that at Arlington too?
No,
Also,
Arlington.
there's a good crowd that night.
Yeah,
Addison.
it was
It's
the
pretty
first
fucking
really
When
good
is the
crowd,
Arlington?
Yeah. They were listening. They were awesome, huh?
When is the Arlington?
Arlington is every other Tuesday.
Okay.
So
meaning to go to
because of the 4th of July weekend, they were coincidentally on the same day, right? Because that was Arlington's was like the on week this last Tuesday, and Addison did first Tuesday because of 4th of July, right? So I was at Arlington for the first stop. I was hanging out with a couple. I was one of my best friends who was here last week visiting from California, and then I was with Ryan Alonzo, another comedian. I was sitting there, and then this lady. So I recognized her because her and her husband had come pretty like the last like 2 or 3 Arlington Improvs. They'd come and just watched like the comedians in the open mics. That place has been building up a pretty good crowd every other Tuesday lately, also since they brought it back. So anyway, I noticed them. So like she was kind of like, you could tell she was standing near us because she kind of wanted to like inject herself in our conversation. And but I was like, hey, she's an audience member. I've seen her here like 2 or 3 times. So I want to be like, hey, I see that you guys come out and that's cool. Thanks for, supporting comedy. Thanks for letting us work out, give us some feedback, whatever kind of thing. And then she's like, oh yeah. Like, like my husband's really funny and I think I am sometimes too. And so yeah, we really like the laughs and stuff. And so I don't know, like me personally, like we'll go to Arizona sometimes and we go to this one open mic. There's usually like, hundreds of people there. And, I didn't have to like wait in line or sign up. I wanted to go up there and try some stuff out. So the owner just let me up there and I was in front of like 400 people and I didn't even have to wait. Well, it was more like 100, but it felt like 400 anyway. So I went up there and I just kind of talked, and the whole week before that I'd been practicing in the mirror and with a spoon and stuff, just like I was going to practice to be on like America's Got Talent or something. So I went up there and I just kind of talked and spoke my mind and tried to be funny. I think I'm pretty funny. My husband's pretty funny too. We were at the airport the other day and we were, with the lady that takes your tickets and scans the tickets on your phone. So he had his bag next to him and then he was talking about like, hey, like she's like, are you going to bring that on the plane? He's like, yeah, normally I put the wife in the bag. Isn't that funny? She said that's one of the funniest things she's ever heard. Isn't that funny? And we're just like, fuck, dude, I wish I never talked to this bitch. Like, Jesus Christ, dude. That's and this is what fucking pissed me off.
So amazing anecdotes piss you off? I was on the edge of my seat. I was like, what the fuck's going to happen to this
Crux,
line?
I like you relaying that story to me and I'm hating you. I don't like you now somehow. It's fine.
Dude. The residue of the bad story just wears off.
Dude, that's
it's like if someone's quoting the N-word, it's like, I still heard it come out of your lips. I don't know. I'm looking at you different now. I know you're quoting someone.
Dude, exactly. And like, that's the benefit of sobriety is I could remember that lady's whole fucking dumb speech. Like that pissed me off. And I'm 99% sure you guys are going to relate because that pissed me off because it's like, dude, now during her whole spiel, I realized the kind of person she is. They are actually secretly, like covertly considering doing stand-up. And they're going and watching because they're too afraid to go and do it. So they just want to sit there and watch and kind of criticize like other comedians.
Well, and she was pissed off because she didn't get to go up or because
she was trying like she said so many things that fucking annoyed me in one fucking go. Like she said, she was trying to talk about how she was more important. So she just didn't have to wait and she just got up in front of all these people.
Bitch.
Then she fucking talked about how she just spoke her mind and for some reason it was funny. She actually didn't say how she did for the record. And then on top of that, she was trying to tell us how funny her shy husband was. It was sitting in the fucking showroom just like not even talking to anybody. And
in his fucking pocket.
And a fucking mediocre fucking like dumb thing that he said at the airport to a fucking employee. Like it was just like, dude, what are you doing? Like, what the fuck are you doing? You've become, I thought you were a cool audience member that just came to hang out and see an open mic and see people bomb or do well. But instead, like, you're a and dude, I got nothing wrong. Like, if you want to try the fucking art form, that's fine. But don't do this half weird thing where you fucking.
She's trying to like big dick you on stupid personal stories.
Yeah. It's like, what the fuck, dude? And she's also, it's like, dude, either do it or don't do it, man. Or even if you're considering doing it, but you're shy or you're scared, at least just be like, hey, yeah, you know, like I'm thinking about maybe doing this, but I'm scared, you know. And then you gotta go on, just gotta try it, man. That's how you know if you're good or if you like it or hate it. You gotta go try. But she was just like flexing on a fucking show, open mic she got on out of state somewhere, and then telling us how funny her husband is.
Yeah.
Well, there is sometimes you could tell with like hecklers sometimes where there are some people who are walking around with like a seething resentment of like, that should be me. That should be me. Where it's like if anyone's paying attention to somebody, it's like, I'm funnier than that. I'm smarter than that. I went to see, it was Doug Stanhope at, it was LOL in San Antonio.
Oh, yeah.
I went to see him there with a friend. And there was a guy sitting at the table next to us who he wasn't heckling, but he just kept yelling out stupid shit where like Stanhope said something about like Sober October. And then the guy was just yelling out like, it's Joe Rogan's fault. And just stupid kind of like, hey, I'm in on the joke. I know he's doing that. And then his girlfriend at one point I heard lean over to him and say, listen, you're being an asshole. Everyone can hear you. It's not cool. It's not like, and then I heard him respond back to her. He said, all of my comments have been perfectly timed. And I was like, oh, that says so much in that one moment of like, he's like, I'm the show. I'm doing the perfect comments.
Jesus.
Look at all my comment. He said sober. And I said, Joe Rogan. And everybody's going to know. And everybody, where it's like he thinks some kind of like fantastical like Field of Dreams moment is going to happen.
He thinks
we're like, oh my God, that guy in the back. We got to get him up.
Wait a minute, who's that guy? Let's bring him up.
Yeah,
He's so funny.
And then like Doug Stanhope's gonna be like, I mean, I know you work at that accounting firm, but like, can you please like find time to come on the road with
the way that you heckled?
The way you can do it, the way you know how to time those fucking improvisational remarks,
dude. What the fuck?
You know, it's like that guy's walking around with just that level of. It's like if he's watching TV at night, like he's getting irritated.
What gave him that confidence? Why?
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it's a weird thing where I think
Alcohol.
there's like an angry confidence that will sometimes come from almost not having anything go your way in life.
And there's just fucking delusion or something. I don't know. Or it's just like a lack of understanding of how it goes. So then I couldn't help myself, dude, because I wasn't trying, like, just to be very clear, like if it was like a humble thing about like, hey, yeah, I've actually been looking at this because I'm thinking about doing it, but I'm really scared and have reservations. And it's like, no problem. Yeah, I mean, you should try it sometime, you know, sign up. Anybody can get up there. But she was like, doing this weird flex and then following up by how funny her husband is by some dumb airport thing. So what she said at that point, she was like, so what do you do? What's your writing process? How do you do it? Like when you get up, and she was trying to do it like she was like one of the guys, like she was talking like, so how do you do it? Like, and I was just like, dude, I was so like annoyed that I was just had no choice but to say, I just looked at her right in her face and I was just like, I suck a lot of cock. The bigger, the better. That's just my method is I just love sucking cock. And then my friend is just like, oh my God, like, what do you do? I couldn't help myself because it's just like, I'm so blown away by your annoying fucking comments, dude, that I can't help myself. Like, I don't want to be outright mean to you. I'm not going to say like, you're stupid, but I just fucking couldn't.
Look,
I'm going to give a ridiculous answer.
It's not bad advice. She might be not funny, but she's going to suck a lot of cock, so a lot of guys are going to be happy.
Yeah.
It's going to work out like
it's
in
really
the long
good advice
run.
in any field, pretty much.
Yeah,
Pretty,
dude. Yeah.
It's like, what's going to solve socialism? Drop C's in the old American West. It's going to play on a lot of shit. It's coming around.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Oh man, I was just like, God damn, dude. I wish I'd not invited her in.
Well, there's a weird thing with comedy too. If it's one of the only, I think being funny for some reason it's like a lot of people aren't smart and they'll be like, yeah, I'm not that smart. Or a lot of people aren't good at sports and they'll be like, yeah, I'm not really good at sports. But it's pretty rare to find anybody who doesn't think that they're funny.
Yeah.
It's one of the few things that almost universally everyone considers themselves funny.
Right.
And so if they're perceiving you as getting anything for being funny, they're kind of like, well, I'm funny. So like, why is he up on a stage or doing it? I don't know. It's weird.
Well, you're right.
I was thinking funny as like a numbers game where it's like, they're like, oh, I'm funny. I made my girlfriend and my mom laugh. It's like, so 2 people out of everyone in America. It's like the more like, percentage of people you get to laugh, it's like, well, hey, you're funny. But everybody's funny to some fucking 2 morons. Make sense or no?
Yeah. No, I get you. And plus, like, dude, if you're funny with your friends, like that's different from being fucking funny on stage. Like that's the whole thing you have to learn, right?
That's a small percentage of people.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, there can be people who are like funny And that's just weird too, because like you have like comedians who, if you talk to them, aren't naturally funny people. Where it's like you're like, oh, you're not the funny person with your friends. Like there's, and then you got people who are like super funny, but then they don't know how to make it work on stage. And I don't know. It's just like a full range of a lot of different types.
Yeah, no, for sure there are. Yeah, absolutely.
But there's a weird. I know the arrogance you're talking about though, where there is a weird. I don't know. It's almost like I mean, with almost anything, you're kind of an asshole if you go to see a band play and then you're talking to the guy after the show and within 2 minutes you're like, I play the guitar.
Oh, dude.
I was kind of, and it's like the guy just did a bunch of songs that he wrote for you and just, I actually, when I was walking through the airport, I had my guitar with me.
Dude, in Deep Ellum, I got friends that like street performers, like the number one thing they're asked is like, yo, let me play your guitar a little bit. I can play guitar.
Fuck that.
Crazy thing to say.
Yeah, that's
just
so
trying to
fucking
wrench
weird.
your instrument.
That's 100% weird. This is the thing that you do get just from like fucking being in music and shit. This is something, I don't know if you ever had this. When you get done playing a show like with a band, like there's always that, not always, but sometimes there's that dude that fucking comes up to you after, like right after you're off stage, be like, hey man, that was fucking awesome, dude. You're great. You guys are awesome, man. Hey, like, do you need like another guitar player? Do you need a bass player? It's like, motherfucker, like everybody's obviously here.
it's working.
Like, no, I don't know you. We don't know who you are. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, why would you think that would be, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's so weird that you would do that. I would never do that. I would never do that.
He's vicariously trying to live something through you.
Yeah.
I'll jump off of you.
I just feel like that's kind of bold.
He's not like the greatest bassist, but when you hear his baggage claim anecdotes, man, he's got me in stitches every time. What he says to those TSA agents.
You should have seen it, dude. Years ago, he got $5 surplus on some crack, dude. But fucking, dude, like, because that's whole band thing that I was just saying is fucked up, because basically what you're saying in so many words, you're saying, hey, fuck this dude over here. Like, do you need, like, I'd like to replace this guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think you can do. You never heard of me, but.
Like, but fuck this dude. I want him out. It's fucking
in
weird.
case you want to take auditions for fucking over your friend, I'm right here.
Yeah, it's fucking weird. So look, I know that I forgot to fucking tell you guys this in advance. So if you haven't thought of anything, but either of you guys, if you got something that pissed you off anytime in recent times, this week, this month, whatever, if you got something off the top of your head, either one of you, if you want to go, for the segment.
I've been thinking about this lately.
I got one. I was just thinking, it's another like comedy one, but I don't know, it pisses me off when, have you ever had where like after a show, like you're talking to a comic and you're just trying to tell them like a nice story about you and your husband at the airport, and then they act like you're a fucking prima donna. Prick, just because, it's like you're just trying to, expand your wings and your horizons and kind of get into something new. But then they just think they're so fucking cool because they've been doing comedy for what, like, a year? And they're just kind of like act like you're a piece of shit and a narcissist because they're just trying to do the same. I can't fucking stand that shit. Yeah, I don't.
And then they tell you how they just suck cocks. Yeah. Yeah, if you guys have
that makes me mad how unsucked my cock is most of the time. That's
dude.
Not mad. That sounds threatening. That sounds.
So what?
I don't think you're asking.
Yeah. It makes me mad how unsucked it is.
Yeah.
I have a dry cock. Anyway, so look, what were you talking about before we got started? You were saying something about a story. Speaking of cock, you're talking about a guy who got his dick sucked or something like that.
Guy got his dick.
Oh, something right over.
Oh, I had a
right
friend
before we started. Right when I was turning everything on.
Should I just talk about that? It's not upsetting.
Well, if you guys don't have any things that
Wait,
piss
do you have a thing
off,
you're pissed off about?
It doesn't matter if you do or not.
I've had a thing that's been on my mind recently. It's more just like an annoying thing. Like I kind of want to work it on stage, but I haven't figured out a good way to do it. But I was thinking about this chick I used to work with a little while ago, and I used to work in kitchens, and she was like super religious, and like, but she was also an ass. She didn't really like me. So one day I'm at work, and she knew I was an atheist, and she was like, "Hey Tony, what came first, the chicken or the egg?" I'm like, I don't think that's how it works. And she's like, he said, well, that's how I know you're an atheist. Because if you're a Christian, you know God made chickens. Chicken made eggs.
Those are the big questions that religion helps you get at. Yeah?
So the chicken came first. But what bugs me about it, this is what just pissed me off about it, is just the way that she was like, man, I fucking own you. I'm like, really, bitch? That's what's standing on your fucking religious beliefs? Like, oh, fuck, man. God's answering literary, unanswerable questions. Sorry.
Well, it's like thinking that that's the even just. I feel like it's almost disrespectful to religion. Her thinking that that's the end all.
That's the linchpin of it,
right? It's like you remember that where it was the thing that went viral of it was that picture of a dress and it was like, is it blue or gray? And some people thought it looked gray, and some people thought if that was what the Bible was just like, no, it's gray.
Yeah,
it's like that's the ultimate payoff. It's just
I get to the fucking I get to the gates or whatever. I'm like, oh, why do you believe in God? I'm like, oh, chicken and the egg. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make any fucking sense.
It's just bitch.
Yeah.
Wait, so it's just this specific woman infuriates you?
It's just that whole moment.
That rationale.
Like, she was a fucking idiot, and like I just don't like I'm not a smart guy. I'm an idiot, but like just her insistence of like
I fucking hate that. I hate how she was like little broing you about
and
it.
I'm like, bitch.
Yeah. Being like, well, you should obviously know.
And she introduced the question to me. Like, if I brought up something, like, maybe, but like, she's like, let me set up and fuck you. Ah, that bitch.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Well, it's that thing of sometimes there's a lot of versions of it. It's not just religious people, but where someone will do that thing where it's like have you ever seen that movie Religulous? With,
yes.
The Bill Maher documentary?
That's wait, hold on, Bill Maher.
Yeah.
It's really cool when you're 16.
No, it's not like I'm not like.
No, I'm just saying.
It's it's fine.
No,
have you seen the fucking?
My mother got really emotional when we went and saw it in theaters. She was like, I just don't understand what you do with our faith. And,
have you seen Ben Stein's like rebuttal documentary to that?
No, I heard it was
Expelled.
bad.
Expelled. I don't know. I think I watched like I think I watched half of both, honestly. Because I didn't like the way the document. I'm going to be a fucking bitch. I just didn't like the way like the way they were doing the jump arounds. I love documentaries. So like when I watch them, I like look at how they're produced. Like I like to look at like how the jumps are made and like what the choices are for the little funny little visuals that they do when they're making a joke with the documentary and stuff. And I didn't like the person. I like Bill Maher, but like I just didn't like the way that.
I think you and his immediate family might be the only people. I like him as a. I like him. He seems like he's probably not pleasant to.
Probably not
be around.
Probably not.
Oh, actually, we went to see. You can go to the their rehearsal tapings for free
for the
if you're in. It's pretty cool. You can just go down and if you're in LA and they'll just
dude. I remember watching. I showed my.
Yeah, but he was like screaming at his writers in front of everybody. Where he's like, I told you no one was gonna know what the fuck I was talking about. And it was a weird. I remember. I was just gonna say with religious stuff.
My bad.
No, you're good. But there's one scene in it that I love where he's talking to this Australian creationist guy. He's the guy who started that creationist museum that's like in Missouri, where like they got dinosaurs with saddles on them and stuff. You know what I'm talking about? And so they're debating the creation and whether it was evolution or whether it was. And then the religious guy says, "Well, my information comes from the Bible, which was written by God. Are you God?" And then Bill Maher goes, "No, I'm not God." And then the guy just leans back in his chair like this. Like just like, yep, all in a day's work. Just solved it. Checkmate. Like he did it like, hey, you must know you just lost that one, man.
Pretty
like
good accent too. Pretty good accent.
Yeah, it was actually pretty
Tom
good.
Murphy. Tom Murphy. The accent.
Australian creationist. That's what they sound like.
I like it, dude.
Dude, I remember I remember religious. Like I stopped believing in God when I was like 10 and went to Catholic shit when I was a kid. It was the first time I realized like, oh, this is a cunty thing to be a dick atheist. My buddy Devin in high school, he was super religious. His family's like religious. Priest and shit. And I was like, let's watch Religulous. And he's like, all right, I'll do it. And I was like, watched it with him. And he was sweet. He was like, yeah, let's do it. And then it was like, it ended on this whole mean thing. Like, if you believe in God, you're a fucking bitch ass motherfucker. And then I remember the movie ended and I looked over and he was like, well, you just shit on me and my family's entire life. So I don't know if that makes you feel okay. And I was like, Jesus, that felt like such a cunt. Yeah.
Or Norm Macdonald had a hilarious line about Bill Maher where he said, I was listening to Bill Maher, who, Bill Maher, so he says there's no God. Yeah. You know that question that has plagued the greatest minds of man and philosophers for all of Kingdom Come, for all of recorded history. Bill Maher figured it out. Yeah. We're all idiots. Yeah, apparently is what he figured out.
Oh yeah. Yeah, who said that? Who was saying that?
It's Norm Macdonald.
Yeah. So
because I think he was actually a Christian.
Yeah, he was. Have you seen the whole clip about? Have you seen that Last Comic Standing clip where he fucking kind of like
where he goes,
owns the fucking contestant because he makes that Harry Potter joke about how religion's dumb or the Bible's dumb or whatever.
Yeah,
and he's like, well, actually, what's the fucking chick's name?
J.K. Rowling.
Yeah, he's like, she's actually a Christian and all this stuff. So you should do your research before you write a joke and make sure that it's actually sound and all that stuff. And I didn't think it was good at all. Because everybody else was just like, that was great. Like Roseanne was like, that was great.
Well, it's that thing. I think Roseanne said too that she was like, and that's really edgy. That's risky. And it's just like, there's a time when that was risky.
Yeah.
Nowadays, about the safest thing you can do is get up there and be like, Jesus is bullshit.
God.
Even Christians aren't really getting.
Yeah, he got super fucking
about
serious.
that.
He got super serious about that one.
Yeah,
that's
I
true.
don't either. I just can't understand giving a shit. I'm just like, well, whatever.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
No, I mean, I don't believe any of it, but it's, but my grandma doesn't have a lot. So.
Well, my grandma doesn't have a podcast.
She's
I can
dead
say what the
now,
fuck
so
I
she
want.
really needs religion. It's fucking. Yeah. Oh,
He's bad.
I said my grandma doesn't have a podcast, so I can say whatever I want.
That's right, dude.
She gets sad when I say I don't believe in God. I'm like, whatever.
How often do you say
She'll
that?
be dead soon. You know, it comes up a lot.
Okay.
She's Catholic.
Okay. So she instigates it, and then you say, I don't believe.
Yeah, and I'm just like, look, I don't believe in God. And she's like, well, but what if, like, you had cancer?
She's like, what about chicken and the egg?
Yes, that's literally.
Because you should obviously know.
Well, she graduated the 8th grade in the 40s, so I don't think it doesn't really matter.
No, they don't cover that till 9th grade.
Remember that? Remember that from Family Guy? Like, who even watches this? Should we even keep talking? Like, who watches this? Like, mostly old people. They're just like, they have the noise in the background.
Oh, and it was like CBS or something. I think.
Yeah, and then he faces the
or no,
camera.
it was NYPD Blue or one of those shows.
Hey there.
Yeah.
I think it was something like some generic show, or I forget what it was. He's like, hey there. Remember the 40s?
I worked in nursing homes for years, and I don't know if the Nielsen ratings take into account that for some reason every television set that is no longer being changed at every nursing home in America is on USA Network at all times.
Okay.
It's just Monk and the religious channel is all you're going to see when you go into
Interesting. So you worked in nursing homes for a long time?
Yeah.
What did you do there?
I was a nurse's aide.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Do you have bits about that?
No.
Oh.
Actually, we've talked about it before.
Yeah, it's just
one of the
sad.
only limits I have. I have some very funny stories from times that happened in those. I don't know. It feels fucked up to talk about those things though, because it's like you are in kind of a position of like.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, confidentiality, like a HIPAA,
yeah,
HIPAA kind of thing.
Well, even if you know that you're laughing about the story for the right reason, it's like on the off chance that a family member from one of the people I took care of was like at a was at a show in
Caldwell, Texas.
Caldwell or something.
Okay.
If one of the family members of one of the people I cared for is a Hell's Angel now for some reason and is seeing me at a burned out bar in Caldwell, then I don't know. You'd feel bad if like they heard you telling a story about something that there's a lot of funny things that happen though. People.
But you can't talk about them.
Yeah, I'll tell you afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's also too. It's weird because people know that I've done drugs and stuff. So then like if you tell people you worked in nursing homes for years, they'd be like, "Oh, this piece of shit." And I didn't steal any pills.
Have you heard?
I stole some enemas because you got it.
They're not using them.
Yeah, no,
That's one of my favorite fucking
They
nursing
really just put them
home,
up their asses.
That's one of my favorite nursing home like scary stories. Like the three guys that are like in a room, like they're sharing a room together. They all have like beds in this nursing home, and like the guy next to the window is talking about how great the view is all the time. So the fucking guy manipulates like all the situations and gets like those two guys like killed the guy next to him and the guy at the window. So he finally gets the window. And the guy's like been talking about how great this happened, beautiful girl walking by, a great sunny day. And then he finally gets the window after he had both those guys killed, and it's a brick wall. Oh. That one.
What is this?
These are some, like scary stories to tell in the dark, like those Alvin Schwartz scary stories books.
Almost like a urban legend.
Yeah, it's a common story. I think it's a pretty. I don't know where it's from or what the origin is, but that's what the book I read it in was. Yeah.
So I got to remember
this
whenever.
is a depressing ass fucking episode. I'm contributing.
Everything we've fucking been talking about
Death
tonight is
and
just
crack and
death,
nursing
drugs,
homes.
misery. God damn.
Anyway.
You guys like yo-yos? I don't know.
I did that a while back. I was on mushrooms with a guy, and then about 2 hours into the mushroom trip, I thought we were having a great time. I thought, like, oh, this is great, and like we're connected. And then I was just talking about something, and then he's like, can you like stop talking about dead people and people dying and all this depressing shit? And like, I thought we were just having fun. And I was like, oh fuck, I didn't know I was talking about that.
That's fucking funny, dude. I remember one time, like back when, like, so like toward like the last like year or two of like all my fucking drinking and using days, I was at a party and like, you know, this like a myriad of fucking substance like all through the fucking night, right? All of a sudden, what?
I just thought mirepoix. That's stupid.
You got sober just fast enough so that you hadn't forgotten the word myriad.
Yeah, fucking
I've been doing drugs long enough. That word's
that was just me passive aggressively showing off that I know when to fucking use that word, dude. Like a fucking asshole, dude.
I was just saying a dumber word about food, whatever.
Yeah, no, it's cool. It's cool. So like,
I just got to say, I did a smorgasbord of drugs. Like an asshole.
Yeah. I mean, this was like a plethora of substances.
It's a potpourri of
potpourri.
A poo-poo platter of Tom.
Pills and powder.
Yeah, so like I was just fucking, it was all of a sudden, dude, because I'm doing a similar kind of thing where I'm just going off talking to my friend, and all of a sudden, you know, all of a sudden meant like hours, right? But in my mind, all of a sudden, he's like, dude, it is 4 o'clock in the morning. Everyone else is passed out, and you're fucking talking to me non-stop. Like, dude, you need to fucking stop. You know what I mean? Like, I forget. We took Adderall, we took like a Coke, we took a bunch of stuff, and like I'm just like talking, and I'm like, oh shit. And I look around, I'm like, oh, that is true. This is a dark ass fucking quiet, dead quiet house, and I'm just sitting here rambling to you at this kitchen
I've been
table.
that guy at the end of the night many times. It's almost like the same feeling you get of like you're having sex with your lady, and you're like thinking you're really connecting, and then it's this beautiful of like, oh yeah, we're making love. This is fucking, and you like you think she's into, and then she just says to you like, so are you about finished? Are you about? You're like, oh no, that was all in my head. This was nothing for her. This is something she's trying to get over. Yeah. Was that just me? Is that nobody?
No, I always break it in half. I don't really understand.
Dude. Fucking, I thought you were gonna do some kind of like fucking twist.
Yeah,
I couldn't tell if it was like a bit or not. Yeah,
there's no twist.
I thought you were gonna be like, yeah, we're looking at each other. We think there's got some connection here, and then all of a sudden the manager of the morgue's coming. You hear his keys jangling, so you fucking throw her back in the drawer and you take off. I don't know. I thought you was gonna be like a dead joke.
That'd be funny. Yeah. On the way home, it's gonna be like, we always tried my best. Yeah, it'd be fun.
That's Tom Murphy's sprinkler laugh.
You mean the fake Tom Murphy laugh?
Yeah, that's the humor.
Well, it's
laugh.
not the involuntary. People say that that's a fake laugh. If it's like a violent, it's like you have.
You have everybody.
It's pretty
has
rare that you laugh you have to like. I mean, for me, I feel like I almost have to. It has to be like physical comedy in some kind of way for me to involuntarily laugh.
People have
something has to be like insanely funny to me, like in a like a preternatural way.
Yeah.
You say that word a lot.
Yeah.
Preternatural?
Yeah.
Yeah,
have
bro.
I said that multiple times?
You're making fun of my myriad, bro, and you're fucking throwing out that. I mean, that's...
Yeah. I think it's because I realized I didn't have anything funny to say about
I've never
this.
heard you say that.
I've heard him say that a lot.
Have you?
Yeah.
Wait, have I said it a lot today?
No, you haven't said it.
I have a preternatural tendency towards...
I don't know what that word means.
I don't know exactly.
Is that a word?
It's one of those, I think I'm using it correctly, but I don't... Yeah, preternatural. It's like supernatural almost, right? Is that what it means?
I don't know.
How would you spell it? I don't even know.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Okay, so predator and then the rest.
Predator, but like natural, bro.
Yeah, there we go.
Let's see. Yeah, that's a word, dude. Beyond what is normal or natural.
Yeah, so it's kind of supernatural almost.
Oh, okay.
Autumn had arrived.
So he's got like a preternatural.
Yeah, so you're a little too better. You're a little too good for supernatural, but preternatural.
Predator natural.
I mean a cunt. I'm sorry.
No, it's cool, man. It's cool. There's a fucking sprinkler again. You set it off again, bro.
Okay.
Well,
my left ear hurts.
That's such a specific.
I had too much wax.
Can we do anything with that, boys? Is that any?
Yeah.
That's fucking great, dude.
That's
great. That's fucking great. Well, dude,
there's no weight on the right. Yeah, never. I was
Let him finish it up.
Describe it. Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's all good, man. We're fucking we're over time, but yeah, man. Thanks for fucking coming by, guys. Feel free to come back anytime. Everybody, thanks for tuning in for another episode. Catch us at those dates. Follow us on where everybody's socials are, and we'll be back at you next week. Crux, yeah, motherfuckers.
Let me hear you say Crux, yeah. Crux, yeah. Let me hear you say Crux, yeah. Crux, yeah.